All right, let's take a look at ExPutt. I just got this a couple days ago, got it set up, and my son has been using it. And I finally, as he went to bed, had a chance to take a look. So let's dive in. All right, been using ExPutt here just a little bit in my basement, and you can see here is the screen and the information that it gives you. I've got my putting platform here that I made myself, and there's the mat. So good little visual here. I'm trying to work on just 10-foot putts, and my mat to the edge of the wall is right about 9 feet. So I'm just picturing kind of hitting it through the wall just a little bit. And here you can see it'll show me what I did. Here the last putt I hit, 12 feet 2 inches. And I blocked it, so what's going to happen here is it lost sight of the mat, so it warned me that it lost the mat. Now it's back. So 12 feet 2 inches is the distance I hit that last putt. My putter path was left 1 degree, and my impact angle was 1.8 degrees open. So a difference of 2.8 degrees, but only 0.8 degrees off. And that is why I believe I missed that last putt just slightly to the right. And you can see that launch direction was 1.7 degrees to the right of my path. So it's similar to TrackMan numbers and some of those other things that we see out there. So this is just on the practice mode. Pretty cool little feature right here. I've liked it so far. We'll try some of the other game things and I'll let you know. All right, now here's a cool little feature right here at the end. So I got done hitting my putts, and it's going to give me over here 0 to 10 feet. You can see like a little bullseye of red numbers with a little target in the middle. What that is just like a TrackMan report or a flight scope report showing our shot dispersion. So that's every putt I hit, and it shows whether I left it up to 3 feet short or hit it 3 feet past. Down at the bottom, in red, it says distance deviation was plus or minus 1 foot. My guess is because it was red from 10 feet, they're saying that deviation of long or short by 1 foot of my average speed is not as good as what it could be. So that might be an area that I need to work on there. Directional launch angle was left 0.3 degrees. And I know a few of the putts I made, my launch was up to 0.8 or 0.9 degrees to the left or to the right. And I know through some of the other programs and putting stuff out there like Quintex and now TrackMan Golf and some of the putting ones, that your launch angle can be off by up to almost 1 degree on some of those 10-foot putts and still make it. So pretty cool right here. So we're just going to keep diving in. All right, so I just put it on the challenge mode, and we're going to the spring course here. So you can see this is the first putt I've got. Distance of 29 feet 1 inch, and the slope is going left to right here. In the hole right there. So I believe if I played this putt dead straight, so hit it off of my mat here and hit it right towards that green sticker on there that I've marked as the center of my mat, my putt would miss to the low side. That H 3.3 inches, or it is 3 inches. I'm not sure, or if that is how much it's going to break, the severity of it. So looking at how slow those little dashes are moving across the green, my guess is this putt is almost straight for this distance. And so I'm guessing that's a height change of 3 inches there. I don't know if that's uphill or downhill or what, but we're going to give it a go here and kind of see what we get out of this and start playing around with some of the simulator part of this ExPutt. All right, so I just got done doing the challenge on this thing. So you can see here we did 9 holes, and you had 3 different putts on that particular hole, and you had 3 tries to get it within what they consider acceptable distance. So some of the putts were 30 to 35 feet, and you could hit it to 3.5, 4 feet, and not pass that challenge. So it was really working on that speed part of it, which is obviously hard because you're indoors looking at a short distance, so you've got to feel it. So it was kind of surprising to me on how many putts. The first one would be 32 feet or something, and I would feel like I'd made like a fairly aggressive stroke and only hit it 24 feet. But I do tend to leave a lot of putts short on the golf course also. So I think if you spent more time in that in the practice mode on training those 5, 10, 15, 20, and getting a feel of what those strokes feel like, I think this score would get a little bit better. The other hard part with this was reading the chart for uphill and downhill. There was a 134-foot putt, I remember, and it said it was downhill, I want to say about a foot and 3 inches or something like that. So I didn't know if that meant, oh, it's playing a foot and 3 inches shorter. Felt like I hit it pretty soft and it went like 15, 20 feet by. I think that was on hole 7, where it said that fell in the second part. I just could not get that speed right. So some of those fells, obviously early on, we're trying to figure out the aim part of it and getting the speed. And then the 2 at the end, we're really struggling on longer putts for uphill and downhill adjustments for those speeds in there. So pretty neat. I think once you get using it a little bit, won't be too bad. All right, so pretty cool here. So working on my speed for 20-foot putts here, and I've been doing just some putter research and stuff, technique and stuff with burnt edges, and I'm gonna go meet with him here in the next, we were planning on doing it last month, but obviously this COVID-19 stuff has kind of put all that on the back burner a little bit. And based on some of my setup stuff, my club path should be to the left, just like we see up there, left 1.9 degrees, but I tend to pull a lot of putts. So my face tends to be closed to the target, probably fairly square to my path and everything, but I tend to miss left. And so based off of that, a putter that has a little bit more toe hang that's going to stay open longer would be a benefit to me. And that's what I've been hitting these, actually, just because I've been too lazy to get my directive force out of my car. My old Adele zero offset, it's got a ton of toe hang, as you can see here, almost goes straight down. And I putted really good with this for years. And the directive force just caught my eye because it's lie angle balance. The putter face stays square to the lie you set it up on. So as long as you make a good stroke, the face is square to your path. And so I've been using that the last few years and I've really liked it. And so I can't wait to get it on here and test that. But that was just a side note. But so back to this. So my path was left 1.9 degrees, and that's probably right about where it needs to be. You can see my average is about 2.6. My last one's 1.5. So I feel like those are where it needs to be. What I was noticing when I did the first round at 5 feet or 10 feet distance, my face was also left. But you can see down there at the bottom, my impact angle on that last one was 0.1 degrees to the right. The one before it was 0, and my average is 0. And so I just kind of used some of my golf teaching knowledge of the full swing, and if somebody's face is closed at impact by just a degree or 2, we don't need to make a big change. If we move the ball back in their stance slightly, that squares up the club face. And so that's what I did here. After the first 2 or 3, I saw the face was also still closed to the target, open to my path. I just moved it back just a little bit to maintain that face being open, just catching a little earlier in the arc, so the face is open. And I had 3 in a row where I was 0, 0, 0.1, and made all 3 of those putts in a row. So really good device for that, and be able to just dive in and look at some numbers, see tendencies, and play around with what changes. We might go open stance, closed stance, whatever it is. You might make a grip change, whatever. It's just a good chance for you to kind of mess around a little bit and see what changes happen to the putter, and then you'll know what to do. So really good for coaches and really good for students as well.